Judge Ross, Kevin Ross.
In the house, how are you?
So I had to bring you to the community and let you meet everybody. But Kevin, I mean, it's just phenomenal, the whole thing. How did everything transpire? Tell our listeners.
Well, thank you so much for having me. You know, I love radio. Before I was a judge in Los Angeles, I did talk radio, and I actually started on the station KACE in Los Angeles. And so I have much love and respect for black radio especially. But I was a prosecutor for a number of years, and I ran to become a judge. And after the 7 years on the bench, as fate would have it, life sent me in a whole different direction. And I started my own company, and I was thinking, you know what, I think I'm going to do this online thing, because I'm all into Facebook and Twitter and Dig and LinkedIn. And I was like, you know, there's money to be made. I mean, anytime you've got the president, Obama just had a group of black bloggers at the White House. These are folks who just decided, I'm starting a blog. And now they're sitting at the White House talking about how to get the message out, because traditional newspapers, especially in the minority community, just can't keep up with the day-to-day speed and efficiency that you can do in the online space. So I was looking at this about 3 or 4 years ago, and I said, I want to do more in the online space. So I started a company. And I was going to Byron Allen, the comedian, and pitching him about an online endeavor. And he said, you know what, I'm not interested in doing that with you. You have been a judge. You've been a prosecutor for 8 years. I think you have a future in television. Do you want to be a TV judge? And make a long story short, I said, well, sure. Let me see where God takes me on this journey. And 3 weeks from that conversation, we did a pilot. And I am so happy to say that right now we've been here in Las Vegas on the ABC affiliate. This is one of our top stations. And I'm like, you know, God is good. It has just been a wonderful journey, and so I had to make sure I give love and respect to the black community, because being a Morehouse man, being a Kappa man, being married to an African-American sister with 2 boys, I said, you know, I got to, before I do any other publicity and media, I got to give some love to the folks here in Las Vegas, so thank you so much for having me.
Oh, great. All right. And Kevin, we're just so happy to have you. And like I said, it's just really, truly, I believe 3 o'clock on every day of the week you're on
Monday
Channel
through Friday,
13.
Channel 13, America's Court with Judge Ross. And true to my own interests, you can find us on Facebook at America's Court. We're on Twitter. And it's all good. And I hope you all are watching and enjoying the show, because it's not only do you have a talent that just happens to be black, but I am so honored to be working for a company that is black owned. Byron Allen has been in the business for 30 years. His mother is the executive producer on all his shows. His uncle is the COO. So you're talking about a company that not only is showing great content, but then there's also a show called The Gossip Queens, and the woman Lonnie Love, I believe her name is, another African American, she's in daytime on Logo. So this is really the true essence of us as a people saying, you know what, get out of my way, I got this. I will go in, I will create content for people, not necessarily just for black folks, but people who can enjoy what we have to offer, and also behind the scenes make money and show this industry that we're in that, you know, we're forced to be working with.
All right. Judge Ross.
Yeah, what sets you apart from the other judge shows that are currently on television now?
That is a great question. And I think for me, the biggest issue is dealing with the consequences of people's actions from a standpoint of, like, we had a gentleman who had got engaged to a woman, but before they got engaged, they went and bought a house. And so he bought the house with the sister, and, you know, African American, and proposed to her, and everything was copacetic and good and all that. And then she decides, you know what, you are not the one. So now we got a situation where she's like, but I want to keep the ring because I needed the ring to put the down payment on the house. And so he's like, okay, I got to deal with this issue of the house with someone who doesn't want to be married to me anymore. So we talk about the consequences of, that's why when you in church on Sunday, the preacher is saying to you, go to school, then get married, then buy the house, then have the kids, because with them buying the house before they got married, you are now in a relationship with someone that you're contractually bound to. And so we talk about those sorts of issues, and that's what's so good about America's Court.
Okay, well, my last question is for those that may be listening, interested in starting their own show, whether it be a judge show or anything, what advice could you give to our young brothers and sisters out there? Because we got a lot of folks out there that's talented and have talent and need to get it out there.
What I tell people all the time is, you've got this untapped resource of being online. I was just reading that Ashton Kutcher, Demi's boy toy, just sold a show based on a Twitter account to a station. Now there's a show out right now with William Shatner called Blank My Dad Says. That was started from a Twitter account, and people started following this Twitter account. CBS executives or Paramount, one of the entertainment entities, said, we like the tweets that are going out. And so they did a pilot for the show, and now the show is starring William Shatner. It's on CBS. It's doing phenomenal. It's based on a Twitter account. So when I think about all the people online, especially people of color, who either are writing about relationships, or they're writing about food, or they're writing about their music, turn that into something. Take that MP3 file, and whether it's YouTube or some sort of digital content, and turn something into it, because this is where we are right now. That's how I got this show. I got America's Court with Judge Ross because I started a radio show on blogtalkradio.com. That's all, and that's a whole nother story. But that space is just the open frontier, and I can't say enough to people about use that opportunity, because it's right there and it's just yours for the taking.
All right. Thank you very much, Judge Ross.
All right. America's Court.
In the house. Once again, you guys want to check out America's Court. It's on ABC.
3 o'clock, Channel 13. Check us out again. We're on Facebook, America's Court with Judge Ross. We're on Twitter. And the website right now is